did, Gabby, yesterday was, just to walk through the process, we factored the denominator, and then we separated into two factors, an A and a B, with a plus in the middle there. What we did then was, we took this equation, we multiplied by its common denominator, which is the factors that you just found. We get a nice little equation, and then, because we have one equation with two variables, we block out one at a time. So we take each one of these and set them to 0, one at a time. So the first time around, we set A to 0. And this way, this time around, I set B to 0. And then B will eliminate, so we can solve for A. Then we do this problem again and set the other one to 0, so we can find the other variable. Once we find the two variables, we go and we put them back in. And we show that they are, if you work this out, it will come out to be the same thing. Now, with the fractions, don't forget, do your keep, change, flip. This is going to flip to the bottom. So make sure you don't leave me a fraction, a complex fraction in your answer. So basically, we factored, separated them, set A equal to 0, set the factor for A equal to 0 to find B, set the factor for B equal to 0 to find A. Plug them back in. Good? Not too bad. It's really not that bad. It's kind of a neat little thing to do. So we factored, again, A and B. Set your factor for A equal to 0. This way, this wipes this guy out. What am I doing? Wiping B out. And then set the other one equal to 0. And find both. And then just read it to me in an equation form. That should be your final answer. Questions? Everybody okay? With this?
Would it matter if my B and my A were opposite? Because I got a negative one for A and one for B.
Okay, so then it's probably still over the right ones, though. Is it still over this part? Did you?
Yes.
As long as it's over, the negative was over the x plus 1? No. Okay, so let's see what happens.
What if maybe she put the x plus 1 under the A and the x under B?
Did you? Is this the way you originally set it up? Which way? Is this your original? Let me take a look at yours. You got the same thing. X equal to 0. B is equal to 1. Okay. Just kind of keep track as you go. Okay, again, these were nice little factors as well. As long as your final answer comes out, it doesn't matter where you put your A and your B. Your final answer just has to come out the same way. I switched this negative over here. Just because it looks better, not having the negative sitting out in front, it looks better with a minus in the middle, which is the way we normally see it. It's not wrong, but it just has a better look. That negative in a fraction is always a little bit iffy. And this one, I have to scroll down to get to the answer. I don't know why this one took a lot of space. Let's see if I can shrink it down. Okay? Questions at all on these? Pretty straightforward. Separate them. Okay. Just watch your fractions. Just keep track of your negative signs, keep track of your fractions. And another thing, what I always found in the past was sometimes kids forget the left-hand side of the equation. You know, just things that I remember seeing over and over, and that was a common thing. Sometimes kids just forget the left-hand side and do the right-hand side. 62. Again, factor. Multiply through by your common denominators, your factors that you just found. Set the A factor to 0, set the B factor to 0. And again, watch your fractions. When you flip this over, this is going to come down here. You change, flip it over. Don't leave a complex fraction in your answer. Another way to check this without having to work these all out is put this guy in your y1 and put this guy in your y2 and make sure they come out to be the same graph. Another quick way to check it without having to work the whole thing back out. Just use your y1 and y2 and check it that way. And then you'll know if you got it right. Even no matter what your graph looks like, just go to your table and make sure your table is the exact same. I've been trying to get the Algebra 1 kids to start doing that, checking their work with their y1 and their y2, and they just don't get that concept. Do you guys do that? Check with your checking your calculator at all with equations? Anytime you have an equation, you can put the left part, the first part in y1, the second part in y2, and check because it's saying that they're equal. So that's a nice quick way to check. Okay? Questions at all? Gabby, is this making sense to you? And then the last one. There were some graphs in the book, because I originally gave you the book. So I copied the graph out of the book thinking that might be good to look at as well.
I didn't use it.
No, I didn't use them either, but they were there. Excuse me, they were there, so I copied the book as well. Just in case you wanted to see what they look like.